Hi, I'm Preeti,
And I'm Brian.
and welcome to our podcast, The Ghibli Neighbors.
Here we talk about all the Ghibli movies
Why they are the best.
and how it changed our lives.
So
Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the fifth episode of Ghibli Neighbors.
And today we're going to talk about a very special Ghibli movie, a very weird Ghibli movie, as
Mhm.
usual.
Correct.
And its name is Oink Oink.
Oink oink.
Porco Rosso.
Porco Rosso.
So, yeah, as I mentioned, this movie is a weird movie because this movie talks entirely about war and aviation.
More
So,
about aviation.
exactly, more about aviation, but it has the context of war in it.
Okay. You'll
So-
have to tell me more about that.
Yes.
Mm.
So how come this movie is a fun and adventure movie?
I think how Porco is shown as a heroic person, like almost he has an entrance all the time. It's super like heroic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's comedic too, actually.
correct.
So let me just talk about the movie's plot.
Mhm.
So the movie is set, if I'm not wrong, in the early 1920s or in the late 1920s,
Mhm.
where we have a lot of seaplanes.
Okay.
Planes which can take off and land on water and land itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very special type of plane.
Correct.
So this movie tries to romanticize this idea of seaplanes and how it was when we had seaplanes and everything. We still have seaplanes, but it's not very integral to anyone's life, or let's say it's not integral to the environment or the generation that we have today. So this movie talks about a person slash oink oink pig called Porco Rosso.
Mm-hmm.
Weird enough, he's a man who has a pig's face, or basically he's an upright standing pig
Yeah.
who has features of a man, basically,
Okay.
slightly. Yeah. So this person is an expert pilot slash bounty hunter
Yeah.
who flies the seaplane, who does a job for money,
Mm-hmm.
earns a lot,
Mm-hmm.
flies more,
Mm-hmm.
and rests in this canyon kind of place.
Correct.
So he enjoys life like that.
Yeah.
So the movie is about the transformation of this particular self-centered, selfish person slash pig into this more human, more kind-hearted person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it about the plot. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree that the character takes us in a journey of introspection. Like every now and then, we also, like introspect about our perceptions about different people, especially women, and how they contribute to things, how capable they are. I think that's something that I had an eye on when I was watching the movie. Gender roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the only thing that I would like to add to that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So let me talk about the setting. If you notice, this movie is in stark contrast to Ponyo.
Mm-hmm.
In Ponyo, we have the sea,
Yeah,
which is the major element in the movie. Sea itself is a character in the movie.
correct.
And in this movie, it's the exact opposite. It's the skies.
Oh, yeah.
We see mountains, and most of the time we see characters flying in the sky, getting involved in dog fights.
Yeah.
And there are only certain occasions where we see the garage for building the planes and this huge mansion. I think it's Gina's mansion, right? It's Gina's mansion.
Yeah.
The mansion belongs to one of the characters in the movie, which is integral. And I think that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like full on traveling, airships, seaplanes, whatnot. Everything is there.
Yeah. I think it's a very material movie.
Yeah,
compared
very
to-
materialistic.
Yeah.
True. So after talking about the setting, let's actually start with the characters themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Let's begin with how strange it is that for a first time or in a very rare occasion, the main character is not a female in a Ghibli movie
Yeah.
directed by Hayao Miyazaki.
Correct.
We have a supporting character who is integral to the movie, but the main character is a dude.
Yeah.
And again, how weird it is that in every single Ghibli movie, the main character or the side character, both of them are like extremely beautiful. They are young people, beautiful young teenagers with so much flair, so much, what to say, like they have this kind of conviction, charisma,
Yeah.
conviction, and very idealistic characteristics. Meanwhile, in this movie, the protagonist is a complete pig.
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Correct.
This person is very selfish, only works for money,
Yeah.
and he has no regard for love, emotions, or any other things. Porco Rosso himself, he has talent, and it's like very, and it is very reminiscent of talented people. There are a few talented people who have no regard for any other emotion but for talent and their skill and their craft. And Porco Rosso is like very reminiscent of those kind of characteristics. What do you think about Porco Rosso himself?
First of all, I was just wondering how nobody gave a damn that he was a pig.
Literally, even I forgot.
Yeah. Like nobody had any reaction. That's when I was like, probably it's like a metaphor to the person. And later, I think when you told me what, the significance of, that character metaphorically is, I understood, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like why they represented him as a pig. So, yeah, Porco himself, he's a very rugged man, if we put it in layman terms. Could you please share with our listeners about the metaphor?
I'm going to hold right now and let's talk about it later.
Sure.
Let's move on to the other characters, supporting characters that surround our main titular character, Porco Rosso. So, the first person that I want to talk about is Gina.
Okay.
Out of everyone in his life, Gina is the only character who has loving, caring eyes towards this guy.
Yeah.
She's the only character who cares for him. She's the only character who's welcoming, who's nice to him. And even to her, Porco Rosso is like indifferent, emotionless.
Yeah.
And I feel like since the beginning of the movie, I had this sense of wonder where, what if Gina loves Porco Rosso or she loved Porco Rosso?
Yeah, definitely.
And we didn't actually get a full disclosure about it. We just knew, okay, they might have loved and she might have loved him or something.
Wasn't she married like 3 times?
Yeah, she was married. She was married, but before that.
But yeah, way back when they were kids, probably they had like a crush or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this movie has another character, the American pilot, who wants to showcase himself as this very famous pilot, wants to become this huge movie star, and who's the best pilot out there. And metaphorically speaking, in a way, he's also a pig.
Yeah, but I don't know how he doesn't.
Yeah. The way he behaves to other women, the way he behaves to other people.
And it's just like, it's just how he treats everybody and how he looks at life and everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He himself is a pig. And like you said right now, I wondered, like, how come this guy is not the physical embodiment of a pig? I'll come to that later.
Correct.
I'll come to that later.
Yeah.
So, we also have this very enthusiastic character called Fio.
Yeah, I love that character.
Yeah. So, I have this strange connection which I made with this particular character in the movie.
Okay.
So, I think Fio and her dad, both of them have a very similar touch, or there's some level of connection between those two characters and Hayao Miyazaki and his dad.
Oh.
You know why?
Interesting. Why?
Hayao Miyazaki's dad had an aviation company.
Oh, is it?
He ran an aviation company.
Nice.
And that is why, if you notice in most of movies directed by Hayao Miyazaki, we have some character either wearing a captain's hat or he or she is interested in aviation.
Okay.
In Kiki's Delivery Service, we have Tombo, who's an aviation fanatic.
Yeah, yes.
And we have multiple other movies where the main character or supporting character loves aviation.
Wind Rises.
Wind Rises. Wind Rises is about an aviation enthusiast, so we can exclude that. I'm saying apart from Wind Rises, there are other characters. Even in Ponyo, like you mentioned right now, even in Ponyo, we have the main character who loves to be a captain. Not the main character, the supporting character. Sosuke wants to be a captain. How we have nature being a constant repetition in all Ghibli movies, we also have someone who loves aviation as a repetitive figure in every single Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like Fio is a replica of Hayao Miyazaki in some manner, and Fio's dad is Hayao Miyazaki's dad. So I feel like Fio being the main part of the movie is not coincidental. I might be wrong here, but I feel like it's not coincidental. And talking about Fio, she's like one of the most coolest characters in Ghibli movies.
I agree.
I think there's a way to how you write characters. And this is like the perfect way to write a female character, actually.
Absolutely agree.
You show the character who's passionate about something and is ready to go to any lengths to attain that passion, that sense of adventure, ready to face danger.
Yeah.
Just like Ariety in the previous movie that we talked about. And it's like a wonderful character. She's a wonderful character. I want to know what you think about her.
Because you mentioned Ariety, I think she's more fierce. Fio is more fierce than any other female character that I saw.
Exactly.
No, I'm not talking about the one in Princess Mononoke or the other movies. I'm just talking in general about the coming of age films that Ghibli has. Yeah, compared to those female characters, Fio is very, very enthusiastic, full of energy, full of passion, just trying to always prove herself in her place and wanting to go upwards and onwards. So I was just so inspired, to be honest. Like, to see her shine like that inspires me to be someone like that, follow my dreams.
True.
Yeah. So Fio, I think for me, this movie was very enjoyable because of
Fio.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, there's no sense of timidness or shyness when it comes to Fio. Fio is just like, okay, I have to do this. Fio is just like fluid.
Correct.
She fits in any environment. She works hard. She's a smart person.
Yeah, very
capable.
Smart.
And there's this beautiful ideology that Hayao Miyazaki is portraying here. When you seek any sort of skill, talent, or education which helps you become better, which is also something that you're passionate about, you'll eventually have the authority to become independent, to do what you always wanted to do. This might be subtle, but I can see it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And it's very beautiful too. So yeah. So we spoke about Gina, Fio's dad, who's also an aviation enthusiast.
About Fio's dad, I have something to add, which is compared to all the other characters in the movie, all of them look like human beings. And Porco obviously looks like a pig. Only Fio's dad almost looks like an animal. I'm not able to say if it's a cat or a rat, but somewhere in between the two, he also looks like an animal.
Yeah.
I think whenever you are comfortable with sharing the meaning that you know, I think you will be able to touch upon the metaphor, and it will make sense for Fio's dad as well.
Okay, since that you mentioned it right now, let me talk about Porco first. Why Porco looks like a pig. So we have this integral scene in the movie, just like we talk about other integral scenes in other movies. We have this integral scene in the movie where Porco and his army friends, they all go for this war.
Okay.
Possible dogfight.
Yeah.
In the sky.
Yeah.
And during the war, there's heavy loss on both sides. On the enemy side and Porco's army.
Mm.
I believe Porco is fighting for Italy.
Mm.
So he's Italian. Porco is Italian, and all the characters in the movie are Italian. So he's fighting for Italy, and there's a lot of loss on both sides.
Mm.
So there's something very magical happens
Mm.
when the characters die during that war sequence, the dog fight between planes. We see all these planes and all these characters getting elevated to a very
Mm.
weird stream in the sky,
Correct.
a
Mm.
rainbowish stream.
Mm.
As soon as they go there, they just levitate out of the particular sky and they go into the abyss,
Mm.
which is probably out of space,
Yeah.
probably to
Look
God.
like galaxy.
Yeah.
Like.
probably to God.
Mm.
And though Porco was unconscious during this particular sequence,
Mm.
he gains his consciousness
Mm.
and he is in disbelief.
Mm.
Disbelief to what he saw, the
Mm.
amount of loss that happened around him, and the sudden unacceptance that his friends have died and they're reaching a different plane of existence and they're
Mm.
reaching God
Mm.
and he is there.
Mm. Mm.
And I particularly feel that was the moment where Porco actually turned into a pig.
Yeah.
So, according to him, he lived, others died, and all of them did the same mistake. They killed lives.
Mm.
They killed lives, they murdered people,
Mm.
enemies, but human beings. So, there's a sense of guilt for Porco Rosso. How come my friends died and I get to live?
Yeah.
How am I different from any other person who died?
Yeah.
So, Porco sees himself as a pig.
Correct.
So, that's what's happening here. It's not just us who see Porco as a pig. Porco sees himself as a pig. So that's why the director has made the character to look like a pig.
Mm.
To tell us that, see, it's not you. He sees himself as a pig.
Yeah. One thing that I'd add is that in the beginning of the movie, Gina mentions that he's caught in a curse. So I think this curse, funnily, is life itself. So he probably wished that he just died with his friends. But,
Exactly.
yeah. But he is alive, having to process all this negative emotions, grief and loss and all that, mourning his friend's loss, and it's made him a very bitter man. So
Exactly.
life is the curse that he's stuck in, and the
Hmm.
way he approaches life itself had turned him into a pig. So I think that's the curse that they made.
True. Exactly.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we have the American pilot whom we talked about before. That guy, though he has the characteristics of a perverted pig, being a very bad person,
Mm.
we can't see him as a pig because he doesn't see himself as a pig.
Okay.
Porco's design is a manifestation of his thoughts.
Mm.
So the director is trying to tell us, you see Porco Rosso as Porco Rosso sees himself.
Mm.
Meanwhile, we see the American as he is, and we also see him as he sees himself.
Mm.
Even though he's a pig, he sees himself as a great person.
Mm.
So there's no change in his physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most interesting part about this movie.
Yeah.
I think that is why this movie is kind of unique.
Mm.
It took a very strange route
Mm.
towards perspective, guilt, and regret.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about things which happen further into the movie.
Mm.
So we have this army officer who tries to recruit Porco Rosso in some manner or the other.
Mm.
But Porco Rosso denies him
Mm.
multiple times.
Mm.
The army officer warns him, if you keep denying us, what will happen to you is your own country will treat you as an enemy. And Porco Rosso was ready for it. And one of my favorite lines in the movie
Mm.
is said by Porco Rosso in the theater when he's talking to the army officer.
Mm.
No matter what happens, I'd rather be a pig than a fascist.
Mm.
And that speaks volumes to how much Porco Rosso is not just a self-centered character.
Mm.
He's also a person of values after what happened in the previous war.
Mm.
And I like that personally because it tells you, like, though you're a person who's not to be desired, not to be influenced, not to be inspired,
Mm.
you still have a shade of grey in you.
Yeah.
You're not completely black. That's something interesting.
Yeah. Because we're talking about theater now, I might be wrong the way I'm interpreting it, but there's a scene where it almost looks like Mickey Mouse and an animated film is going on the screen. and then Porco calls it a lousy film. So I almost thought probably it's a commentary on Disney.
Yeah, oh my god. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, I think it might be a reason. It might be a commentary on Disney.
It could be because the timing is just like.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned it right now.
Mm.
The only person who will be brave enough to say it is Porco Rosso.
Correct.
No one in Ghibli, no other Ghibli character will say that.
Yeah.
Porco is like brave enough to say it because he doesn't care about other people's thoughts.
Yeah.
He's like, you just made a bad movie. I think Disney is not inherently bad or lousy, but I understand where this thought comes from.
Yeah.
Disney is very repetitive in telling the same story, which is drawn from or inspired from olden stories, medieval stories, stories from all around the world, which has been already told across centuries. And what Disney focuses on is just adaptations after adaptations. Meanwhile, Ghibli focuses on giving us original stories.
Correct.
Even they have adaptations, but even those adaptations feel like it's a Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like an adaptation of a particular story.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you mentioned that. It's actually a nice, fun fact. So, yeah. So, I want to talk about a very weird thing in this movie that has never happened in any other movie. So, it's about the relationship that Fio and Porco Rosso share.
Okay.
So, initially, I felt slightly weirded out on how Porco was slightly attracted to Fio the first time he saw her, and somehow he changed his perspective on that girl. But slowly as the movie progresses, we see Fio falling in love or starting to like Porco.
Yeah.
Which is slightly disturbing for me actually.
For me as well.
Because Porco, I think he's a 40-year-old man/pig.
Probably older.
Man-pig.
Yeah.
Piggish man. And Fio is what? She's 13 years old?
Probably.
Yeah.
Less than 15.
Less than 15, yeah. So it's...
I think she's 15. Like.
Probably.
Okay.
So it was like kind of weird for me to see how this particular person is liking a man who's above 40. But towards the end of the movie, where Porco Rosso has decided to get involved in a dogfight with this American pilot, we noticed that there's one sequence when Porco is working on this ammunition for his fight the next day. Suddenly, there was a small glimpse when the girl saw him as a normal human being.
Yeah.
So it was strange actually. And then only I realized it was Fio all along who made him realize he's not the pig that he thinks of himself. Personally, inside his heart, he started to think that he's a nice person because of Fio. And that was very slightly evident in the movie. And as the movie progresses, he became more and more human in his characteristics. The way he behaves, the way he talks, the way he cares for Fio and other people. And it was nice to see Porco change in the end, coming to a full arc. And meanwhile, along with Porco, the American pilot who was fighting with Porco has a change of heart. So it's a very interesting thing that I noticed. Even though it's still disturbing that Fio liked Porco in a way. And what do you think about it?
I agree with you. Even I found it very disturbing. But I think it has more to do with just love, not romantic love. I think the line gets blurred a little bit between romance and love. But I think when I think about just love in general, it makes a lot more sense and it's easy on my mind. So I think I'd like to think about it as just love and how that made him realize who his true sense of self is. But I also would like to add that two women were the only people who were able to see him as a man, not as a pig.
And that's actually very... Remember we talked about the cat returns? Like how cats see us as cats.
Yeah.
They don't see us as human beings.
Mm.
And that's the truth. Whatever you see in that animation, in that story,
Mm.
is derived from reality.
Mm.
And what you said right now is again derived from reality.
True.
Though a man may see himself as a bad person,
Mm.
as a pig,
Mm.
or any kind of foul animal,
Mm.
the only person who might not see him that way will always be a woman
Correct.
or a girl,
Mm.
which is very true in reality too.
Yeah, we agree to that.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to talk about and discuss is that in this warehouse setup of building the aircraft, it's just all women. And then
Exactly.
these women are well built. And then there are old women, young women, and then there are babies. And funnily enough, these babies are given to Porco, and Porco takes care of the babies while the women work at this. Funnily, even the women are not just involved in the labor. Fio, as a woman, was the one who planned the aircraft itself. So I think how the director has given emphasis to the female gender is something that I am really appreciating about. I loved how the director tried to bring emphasis to the female gender.
Yeah.
Also, somehow flipped the male gender role and made him babysit.
Actually, yeah, true.
Yes.
But you won't believe me if I told you this particular sequence that you're talking about happened in reality. Not happened in reality, is based on reality.
Correct.
You know why? During the First World War and Second World War, they sent men to the battlefield to fight the wars, and they had no one to build the city. They had no one to take care of the city's economy, and there was no one to manage the factories. There was no one to do the labor. So American media was actually playing a major part in telling women to support the country. Only with women we could build the country back to how it is. Only with women's support we can actually run the country.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was all the women who have housewives in the 1920s and the 1930s, early 30s, they actually became the workforce for the country. This is America I'm talking about. This actually happened. So all the women, they worked as laborers, as artists, I mean, for engineers, all kinds of odd jobs and all kinds of jobs that relate to science and in engineering was all done by women at that time.
That's great.
Have you seen this picture of this American woman wearing a bandana and
flexing her biceps?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You know where it comes from?
No.
It comes from the same time period, 1920s. Okay. Those pictures were made famous by the media to motivate women to bring them to the workforce.
Oh, great.
So that's how the picture became famous. They used it as a tool to motivate women, make them, help them to make the economy and the country better. And yeah, now let's come to the very important part of the movie, the ending. So towards the end, after the fight Porco Rosso has with the American pilot, they find out that Italian pilots are going to storm the island, and Porco, the pirates, all the people in the island, they have to escape. In a last attempt to save Fio, to escape the army and the Air Force, Italian Air Force, what happens is Porco tells Gina to take Fio and take care of her. Gina smiles and she tells him that, see, even you believe you have a heart. Even you can care about people, other people. I always believed that, and now I can see it. And now I can see it in your face. And that was the point when they take off. All the planes take off. They escape from the island, and Fio took the opportunity to kiss Porco, thinking that maybe kissing him might turn him into a man again.
Yeah, and it kind of did.
Yeah. Ironically enough, there's another Disney reference. Fio thinks all this will happen based on another Disney movie called Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Where the princess kisses a frog and the frog turns into a human being. So Fio, based on that particular reference, kisses Porco thinking he'll turn into a man. And like you said right now, he turns into a man. We think it's because of Fio. But the truth is, it is also because at that particular moment, for the first time, Porco has finally accepted that he's a good human being.
Correct. That's true. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
And that, ironically, we don't get to see him in his human form.
Yeah, we don't.
What do you think about all this ideology?
I agree with whatever you said. And I agree that how you said that Porco has accepted himself and began to accept other people's opinion on him and believe in himself and other people in a more hopeful lens. So, and that's why it made him into a human again. So that's something that I agree to. There's one more thing that I would like to add, which is Gina says, back to the regular world when all the fight is over. She says, okay, let's all go back to the regular world. Which almost sounded like, okay, the movie is wrapped up, just go back to reality.
Yeah.
Don't stay stuck in this story. Like, this is over. You have to get back to reality. And then, funnily, after that is when he turns into a human being.
Yeah.
So, if you think about Gina, what Gina says, back to reality, I think the whole unit was imaginary. And then she says back to reality, and then he becomes a human being.
Yeah.
So,
very nice connection.
Yeah, I guess I just made that assumption. I don't know if it makes sense to anybody.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. So it might be a way of the director and the writer telling us, see, whatever we showed you right now is a metaphor for all that's happening. And now, let's go back to reality. This is how it really looks. That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah. And something about Porco, even though he's been with Gina for so long, he just is incapable of understanding her love for him, and he had his enemy tell him that she loves.
Exactly.
Literally, Curtis during the fight told him that she loves you.
Yeah.
And that's how he even came to realization. He came to realization that she loves him, which is so, how you said, reflects human. It reflects real world, like how just men don't get the idea sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was kind of a funny thing that I noticed as well. One more thing is how Fio says, I hate the pig, but I like you. Yeah, at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then Porco just dismisses it by saying, just go make planes. Yeah. Which also is significant because in the beginning he doubts her potential in making
make planes, yeah.
But later in the movie he realizes that she has a lot of potential. She can do whatever she puts her mind to. So so Porco encourages Fio to make a lot of planes. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, let's end this with a very strange and a unique Easter egg.
Okay.
So, as I mentioned already, we haven't seen Porco Rosso in his human form.
Yeah.
But what if I told you, in the movie, the director would have made an attempt to show us his human form, but most of us might not have noticed it.
It was in the past scene, no?
No, I'm talking about the current Porco Rosso.
No, I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm talking about a 40-year-old Porco Rosso looking as a human being.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it.
So yeah, as the movie ends, Fio tells us that was the last time she saw Porco.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the scene? So Fio and Gina live together in the mansion. Fio continues building planes. We see her flying in this glider. And we see her, we don't see her growing, but we do see what all events happen afterwards. There's a monologue from Fio that says all the old pirates and the old gang, Curtis and all, they became big people. Curtis became a movie star.
Yeah.
But they still come back to the mansion to hang out and everything.
Yeah.
So they have this panoramic shot of all the people in the mansion. It's not a video. It's just a photo, panoramic shot of a photo, and we see all the characters as old people. And if you notice very clearly, in that panoramic shot, we have the pirates, and probably Curtis was there. I'm not sure Curtis was there, but I would have noticed it if he was there because very recognizable face. We see all the pirates sitting together, old pirates sitting together, and at the corner of the panoramic shot, there's this old person in a who's sitting next to him, laughing, who's holding onto a walker.
Okay.
So in Reddit, there's this theory that is Porco.
Oh.
Yeah. So probably the data showed us how Porco looks as a human being.
Okay.
I mean, we have already seen him as a young human in a different picture, but as an old human being, an older human being.
Nice.
After the transformation.
Nice. I might have to rewatch that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So guys, thank you for sticking around with us. And that's the end of the 5th episode of Ghibli Neighbors. And coincidentally, I think this is the end of the first part. Am I right?
Yes, it's the end of the adventure part. And next, we'll be looking at coming of age movies.
So stick around for part 2. Until then, bye-bye.